Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.
All right, welcome to the Prime Time College Hoops podcast. My name is Jim Wegs, aka Wegs. You can follow me on X and on Instagram at Wegspool. Casanova, where can we follow you, sir, besides everywhere on the network?
Everywhere on the network, plus Kenny Cassanova on Facebook. I don't want to tell you on my Twitter because it's still a long Twitter name, but you can follow me definitely on Facebook on Kenny Casanova, man. Check me out everywhere.
That's right. And follow the network on all the streamers right there at the bottom. We got the little ticker. You got Prime Coverage Sports Network on Instagram, Facebook, also on YouTube, and then PCSN Media on X. So, all right, sir, you almost got home. We'll talk about the individual games, but you almost got home. And also, we got a shout out to the Con Man. Con Man is not with us today. He had a friend pass, so condolences to him and his friend. We're miss you, dude. We loved having you back. We'll talk about that at the end of the episode here. So, but hey, so yeah, your squad, you're the Fighting Danny Hurleys, man. These guys, they were fighting to the end. They were biting some ankles and stuff, and we can go into it, I guess, right away, dude. Like first game, and mind you, I had a little watch party in Chicago at my favorite bar, Foreshadow. Shout out to those guys. A nice section, and there were tons of people there for the Illinois game. So UConn comes in, just squashes. They squeeze the orange, just kind of squeezed out the juice. Illinois. It was kind of an ugly game. They win the game 71-62, cover the number, keep the number under. This was kind of an ugly game. I thought the whole Final Four was not like the way we wanted it. A little more excitement, but. It's okay. I mean, everybody's there to win. And in this particular game, UConn did what they did. They just kind of uglied the game up. The Illinois got a lot of block shots. They looked kind of big and strong, but they couldn't hit any shots, dude. I mean, it was like 36% shooting for both teams, but UConn hit 12 threes versus 6. And kind of that was the difference in the ball game.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This was like you said, it's kind of underwhelming Final Four. I'm not going to lie, because I definitely thought we were going to get two great games. The first one wasn't as bad as the second one, which we'll talk about. But this one was decent. There was a lot of missing. But I knew when Illinois started missing shots, I said, if they're not hitting shots, they're not beating UConn. I said, Dan Hurley got this team, his pulse on the team, man. I mean, this is not his most talented team. And the fact that they won this game and went to the national championship, it's impressive from that perspective. But in this particular game, man, I liked the continue to fight from UConn, because they were getting in foul trouble. That's one thing that killed them. We'll talk about that later. But that's one thing that just kills them. They are some fouling guys. I'm watching it. He's pulling out the rest of the side of his hairs, trying to he's like, yo, I got to get these guys to stop fouling every 2 seconds. Yeah,
but you're playing physical like that. You're going up the game. You're going to get some fouls. And UConn doesn't have that kind of depth.
And that's the problem.
What I will tell you is, we didn't talk about enough last week. In the bigger arenas, shooting is not as good. We all know that. It's hard to shoot in those big. It's a dome, and it's where the Colts play. It's not where a basketball team plays. The one end of the court, we could talk about it. I didn't really pay attention in the Michigan-Arizona game, but in this game, in the title game, I'm telling you, as you looked at the screen, the basket to the left, I mean, Illinois couldn't hit a basket. The ball was bouncing back and forth. Wagler had one hit the rim 6 times and didn't go in. Meanwhile, the other rim was getting a couple good kisses. I'm like, what's going on with this rim? You know what I mean? And as an Illinois backer, not necessarily just cheering for my squad, I was like, come on, Another stat as a result was Illinois only had 3 assists on 19 made baskets in the game. 3. So it was either take it to the basket or it was offensive rebounds because they couldn't hit the first shot. Right?
Yeah.
So whereas UConn got a lot of assists in that first one.
They did, man. I was impressed with UConn from that perspective. Stick to it. Just stick to it. Eventually, shots will fall. Shots will go in. Solo ball, man. I like him.
He
He's a
played
ball.
much better in the Final Four than he did in the regional, actually.
Yeah. And Mullins, man, that kid, you can tell he was at home. He felt comfortable. Even in both games, you know.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's house money, right? He made that crazy shot from half court.
Yeah, you're playing with house money.
Thank you, Zell. Thank you, Zell, for telling us that Illinois was 0-3 against UConn. Thank you. I don't know if that's just the last couple of years, but they did lose to them early in the season. Thank you, Zell. That's my co-host on the Lockdown. He's a Chicago guy, so he can beat up on Illinois a little bit. But the other thing about this game, besides Mullen, I agree, that dude was hitting shots. It was Reed. Reed played really good again, and I think he played good when he needed to. There was a big front line for Illinois. And as I'm watching Illinois get back in it, I still was yelling at the TV, those big dudes, look, I know you're more an NBA guy for the most part. You like your stretch fives and all that. Get down on the block, baby. I mean, you're 7'2". Get in there. Like, Reed is 6'9". He had an advantage, and he had some inside shots, the Ivicevic or whatever. But it's like he kept fading out to the perimeter all the time. And I'm like, you're not making shots out there, guys. Get inside. And so that's why I thought they lost the game. I mean, the game was closer than the 9 points. It was more like 3 or 4 points in the last couple minutes, but they made it happen. Good job fighting UConns.
Yes, they did. The fighting UConns.
I'm telling you, I know I was just thinking about you the whole game. Like, Kenny's just going to talk all next week about
it. You know it. Almost.
So the second game, I don't know what to say, Kenny. We obviously watched a lot of basketball the last month and a half, 2 months. Arizona was really good.
Yes.
I knew Michigan was good. I wasn't downplaying Michigan. I knew they were good. They came out so flat in this game that before you knew it, they look up, they're down by 12 points. I mean, it was like, are we ready to play? I think that's where the Tommy Lloyd factor, he had never been in the big game yet.
Yeah.
And he didn't have his squad ready. But they're looking up. They cut it down to like 5 with maybe like 8 or 9 minutes and a half. But then Michigan closed. And I don't know, what did you see in that game initially?
Initially, what I seen was a team, like you said, wasn't ready to play. They were happy to be there. They enjoyed the festivities a little too much. They drank the punch of them thinking that they're unbeatable. Michigan got to beat us. And Michigan said, dude, we've been the best team probably all year from top to bottom. If we really think about it, Michigan has probably been the best team all year. They probably really have. I mean, outside of that, the Duke loss, and then they had a slip up early in the season. Or was that Purdue? It was
Wisconsin.
Yeah. That's what it was. They had to slip up with them. I mean, outside of that, Michigan has been consistent all year. And so, like you said, we weren't dissing them by picking Arizona. We just really thought we've been watching basketball. Arizona in that Big 12 going through all them top dogs. Like these guys are ready for top competition. And Michigan said, no, you're not. Come here. And they did it. It was domination. For real. I mean, they cut it, but I never thought, I don't care how close they cut it, I never thought after that game started that Arizona had a chance to win that game because of you can't come out so flat because Michigan puts up a lot of points.
They do.
They put up a lot of points. And even with Lindenberg getting hurt.
I know. He didn't play in the second half, basically.
They were cool. They did what they needed to do. And so, I mean, that's just speaking to the depth of that team. And I'm not going to lie, when we talk about the next one, that's going to be the key right there. The depth of Michigan, it was on full display, man. I mean, these guys were playing, man. And it seemed like they just always had an answer. Every time they had an answer. Anytime Arizona came back, they had an answer.
They did. I think a couple things happened in this game early that maybe off the radar, but it really affected them. You know, Jaden Bradley, the senior point guard for Arizona, got 3 fouls in the first half. So, and he got called for, I think, 2 charges. So Cadeau took 2 charges early. And it just kind of dismantled the offense for Arizona because he does a lot. But I didn't think that was the way it worked for that offense. But because they were falling behind, all of a sudden it's like Arizona doesn't shoot the three ball like Michigan does, and
Yeah.
Michigan did hit 12 threes in this game out of 27 in this game, so they just
Very
lit it
efficient.
up. But
Yeah.
Arizona doesn't shoot the three anyway. They have to win by the foul line, and if you're not driving and getting fouled and winning that foul battle, it just wasn't. The game script really didn't help them, and they were down in the second half by 30. I mean, 30 points, Kenny. I never in a million years, you'd have told me on Thursday last week, Wags, Arizona's going to get crushed. They're going to be down by 30. And I'm like, what? I'd be like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. I mean, 77-47. Game was over with 10 minutes to play. Yeah, they cut the final lead to 91-73. Who cares? But there was no shot. And then kind of like the UConn game, Michigan had 22 assists on 33 make baskets. They were just passing the ball around. Arizona had five assists in the game, a lot like Illinois.
A lot of one-on-one.
A lot of one-on-one.
A lot of one-on-one. You can't win that way. You really can't. I try to tell people, I said, in this type of a game and the way the game was flowing, y'all needed to give multiple passes to get a better shot. Because for some reason, Arizona in this game, it seemed like Pete was the one that came to play early.
He was played pretty good.
I'm looking and I'm like, yo, is anybody going to join him? Berries, you've been good all year. The other guy, the Swiss Army knife, y'all been good all year. What happened against Michigan? Like, that is probably going to rack their brains. We were down 30 points in the Final Four game. That doesn't happen. That does not happen.
Yeah,
I can't.
It was like
last time it happened like that.
It was like the first half. Awaka played okay off the bench for Arizona. He was scoring. Krivas played good in the second half, but I really didn't think. Yeah, like you said, Pete played pretty good. I don't know, like they just weren't ready for prime time. We got Zell made a comment about Dusty May here. He likes what Dusty May's done with Michigan, and it's true with FAU, and that's a team off the beaten path that he got to the Final Four, and they just kind of took care of business, right? And they were just, they didn't play no games. I mean, through the Final Four, Michigan was clearly the best team, dominating everybody. Yeah. And clearly May had something. I think he's underrated. I mean, he's won a title now, but hopefully they talk him about.
They're going to talk about
her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. For sure. So I agree with you, Zell. He's a heck of a coach.
He had an answer. I was happy for Dusty May had an answer for every test. Every question they had, they're wondering, because I wondered about Michigan, because I said they were too tall. I was like, they're too tall to win a national championship because I just thought they were too big. I'm like, that normally don't win you a championship. But then Cardo, him right there, that guy right there, it was the guard that I was taught. I said, if you're going to have a guard, it has to be a guard. And it was him. It was him, man. He gave hustle. He didn't shoot the greatest percentage, but he stuck with it.
Yeah, he didn't actually really need to shoot the ball. He controlled the game in other ways. And I said last week on the show, I didn't think the guards were that good for Michigan. And I was kind of wrong because in this game, Cadeau showed his ability to impact the game, taking those charges. He had a bunch of assists. Yeah, I think he went for like 2 or 3 for 14 from the field. Yeah. So who cares? You're making people better by distributing the ball. And you had other guys step up in this game. Yeah. Roddy Gale was good, and I just think that May in his game plan, I actually thought, and I know that, what do we say? I'm not a boxing guy, but they say styles make fights. Yeah. And I think this is kind of like UConn in the first game. I was so mad at Illinois and Brad Underwood. It was like, dude, you got to run. You're the better team. Run. Yeah. The pace. You got the more the points score, the better chance you have to win. And that's what Michigan did with Arizona. They're like, you know what? We don't want to stand toe-to-toe with this team in the lane and just beat them up. We want to run and gun, get the ball out, shoot a lot of shots. Yeah. And they basically TK'd them because Arizona couldn't keep up.
No. And that's what I was scared of. I said that. I was talking to somebody about this game. I said, one of the most important things for Arizona is going to be getting out the gate. Getting out the gate and keeping pace. Because I said if Michigan gets up early, it's a blowout. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Michigan got up out the gate so quick. I'm looking up, I'm like, damn, it's 14-5 already. I was like, oh, yeah, they're going to whoop them now. They're just going to whoop them. That early because of the pace of the game. Michigan is very pace-based. That's why I can't wait till we talk about what we're going to talk about. Because That was, yeah, I'm going to hold off.
Okay, well, we wanted bad, so we'll just talk about it. So in the championship game, obviously just a couple of days later, same gym,
Correct.
same weird rims.
Correct.
This game was kind of, and I'm not saying May didn't get, May coached well, but I'll give your guy credit. My guy I don't like, Danny Hurley. He had his team control the pace.
Yes.
And they were stretching that clock down. They were making shots like with 3 seconds on the clock, just stretching that game out because the lower possession games, they had a better chance against this juggernaut in Michigan. And early in the game, they had the lead. They had the lead. And then it took, Michigan had to kind of assert themselves. And to be honest with you, Lennon-Borg wasn't there. He could not make a shot. It was ugly. Now, granted, they were shooting at that bad rim. I was telling you that bad rim. They were 0 for 8 or something in the first half from 3. So it was all inside. They were just pounding the ball to Johnson and pounding the ball to Mara and stuff. Yep. But then slowly they kind of built it up. There was that critical hook and hold they called on, what's his name, on Caravan, I think. Caravan, yeah. That kind of gave them a little bit of life and gave them a lead. And basically from that point, Michigan never gave up the lead at that point. So it was just, they stretched it to 11. They couldn't finish them. I was like, come on, I got to write Kenny that text. Right. But no, they got it down to 4. And then in typical Danny Hurley, dude, at the end of that game, it's like they're trying to Roddy Gale, they said that he did like an elbow. Like, he didn't do no elbow, but he's icing him without a timeout. That's what he's doing. He's icing him without a timeout. It was he misses those free throws. They got a shot, but he made the free throws. Game's over. And they win 69-63. But UConn covered the number and it went under. It was a UConn game. It was.
Unlike the game we just previously talked about, this was UConn controlled the pace from the get-go. They would not let Michigan get going. And that's because they just slowed the game down. They ran a bunch of motion, and all that motion that they run in their offense slows a offense down because they're like, "Hi, I had to give all that effort there. You want me to run down here too?" They don't have the energy to do it. But what helped Michigan is that they got the depth to do it. See, they could throw multiple bodies out there, and the problem with UConn, they started running out of bodies because of foul trouble. We're fouling. I'm just like, y'all, put y'all hands in y'all. I wanted to say, put your hands in your pocket, please, because I'm just like, man, there was a foul after a foul, and I thought early on that UConn, I was like, their control. I said, I said they're letting this be a UConn type of game, and the good part about Michigan was they just stayed with it. They knew it was going to be a time for them to assert themselves in this game. And they waited and they kept on pushing. And they did end up inserting themselves into this game. And really, to be honest, like coming down the stretch, I was nervous because I'm like, looks like UConn is probably gonna lose this.
Yeah.
But then they started raining from 3. They wasn't hitting threes all. I was like, yo, why are you missing?
They their first, and I'm telling you, it's that basket, dude. They missed 11 of so Michigan hit 0 for 8 or whatever in the first half on the one end. Then UConn, they missed the first 11 on that end. They got to do an investigation on that rim. I mean, something was going on with that rim, but because the 3 that they hit in a row, it was nothing but net. They just had to go right down the well. You know what I mean? So, but you're right. But what I will tell you though, Kenny, that kept, I watched the game. I was at a bar in Denver for work and I was watching. The only reason why that game wasn't a 20-point victory for Michigan was because UConn got 20 offensive rebounds.
Yes, I noticed that.
Rebounds and putback because they were missing all those long threes. And then it was just like, rebound, lay it up. I'm like, get a rebound, Michigan, because you're the bigger team. But they kept scoring and keeping it close, like keeping it within.
UConn it up. They UConn that game up because at the end, they started hitting threes. Then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then once the dude, I think for Michigan, it was 63-67. Dude went to the free throw line. He missed both free throws.
He did.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I said, if this dude hit this 3, we going to OT. I know it. I can feel it. And when he came, he had a clean look. And he missed Yeah, Caravan.
Caravan finally missed a clean look.
Yes, because it was a perfect play. He got a free look at the basket, and he just couldn't sink it. And man, UConn. But like I said, man, shout out to the Dusty May, man. He did an excellent job coaching all year for this team. He knew he had a dominant team, and he put his team in position to dominate all year, even with their best player, Lindenberg, being injured.
He was on himself. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that right there. He even said it. He said, "Man, I feel bad. I feel terrible, but I'm gonna try to." He had a big putback in the end of the game. You gotta give him credit for that. He had a big putback at the end of the game, man. I was like, good. He's contributing in some way, which is a good thing.
He had a block. He had a nice block too.
Yep, he did. He did.
I'm gonna go over some stats and answer your questions, Zell, first. So Zell asked the question, do you guys think the Big Ten is a dominant force in college basketball due to the performance and teams in the tournament? Look, first of all, let's review the stats. Big Ten had not won an NCAA basketball tournament since the year 2000. Sparty won. That was Mateen Cleaves and Mo Heat. That is a long time ago, 26 years ago. It's the first title for Michigan since 1989. That is Glenn Rice, sir. That is Roy Vaught. That is a team that beat Illinois back then, and they're only 2-6 in title games. So it's been a while. I would say, yes, Zell, this year, we thought Big 12 was better, but I think the tournament showed the Big Ten was better. I think that's kind of what you see. What happens is a team like Purdue, who was the number one team coming into the year, preseason number one, goes in and starts losing games in January. We're talking when we first did the podcast, like, well, I guess Purdue isn't that good. The reason is they're playing really tough teams in the Big Ten.
Correct.
Michigan State, Illinois, Michigan. I mean, even these other teams, Iowa, who came out of nowhere, right? That's a team that had 12 losses, Kenny. 12 losses, they get to the Elite Eight. You know what I mean? So I think they just proved themselves, Zell, that they were the best this year. I'm not sure it's every year. We could talk a little more. What are your thoughts, Kenny?
So, I mean, I definitely think, like, particularly for this year, they showed that they were the better conference than the Big 12, because we were screaming Big 12 all day. We were, because we just thought that these teams are going to be real battle tested, and they're just, they're ready. And not come to find out, Big Ten is the ones that was really battle tested, because they were splitting their matchups back and forth. Like, they were splitting. There was, like I said, man, you had, like I said, the top dog Michigan, Michigan State, Purdue, Illinois. I mean, the list goes. Nebraska, Iowa. Like, you just had so many teams that were actually just going through the motions of playing Big Ten basketball, and then you watch them get in the tournament, man, and they put on. So the Big Ten should be proud. They should be really proud, and hopefully these teams are here to stay, man. It would be nice. I think is Michigan losing a lot of players? I think they are.
Well, they are, and let's talk about that in a minute. I forgot to mention something because I knew this was an Oracle stat. I think the other reason why Michigan won this game is they shot 25 of 28 from the foul line, and they made 20 straight. I mean, that they were plus 13 from the foul line. That's why they won the game. They made their foul shots.
Yeah.
If they missed those shots, I mean, the kid missed the two late, but besides that, they made every dang free throw. Yeah. But
that's crazy.
Do you think that NIL – so obviously Indiana won the championship of football, which was shocking to most people.
Yeah.
I mean, not when they got there, but like early in the season.
Yeah.
So it's got to be NIL, right? These schools are just bringing in the dough more than like back in the day when just the teams were kind of bringing it in, but kind of secretly. So maybe like the Big Ten is like, hey, we can actually just get a bunch of money. These universities are huge, and Michigan's massive. You think that's why they can get these good teams?
I think, I ain't gonna lie, of course, I think that NIL money, man, is sweet. It really is. And so you're gonna get like I said, especially with Michigan winning now, you're gonna get people transferring to Michigan for sure. They're gonna transfer to Michigan. They see where they can see the silver lining in being there. You're gonna compete every year. You're gonna be a really good team every year. And you got the coach that's going to be there. He's attached to the team. I think he just got a contract, didn't he? A new contract?
Yeah. Oh, did you see it's like a 20-year contract?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's
$500 million.
You're here. You're going to be here for a while. And so, they're going to have the culture. Like I said, the culture's going to be there. The culture's established and everything like that. And on top of that, the NIL money is pretty sweet. You got a couple of NBA players that played, and they're giving money to the,
I'm sure the Fab Five chipped in a little bucks. Well, I also would say so. I didn't say this earlier. This is the first team to win the championship with 5 starters that were transfers. So last year, we didn't start the podcast till later in the season. Apparently, Dusty May, obviously FAU, he's been used to transfer portal most of the time. He goes out, he gets Lindenberg, who was this big time scorer at UAB. He's got Mara from UCLA. He's got Cadeau from North Carolina. So he put together a dream team. And you hear the interviews now, they're like, we knew we were good. But the question is, could they mesh together and play well? And that's probably May's best attribute, getting people to play well together. So to your point, Michigan will have more transfers. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple guys on the team that'll stick around. I mean, Illinois it's very early. They're favored to be maybe the better team because they're going to keep some of the Balkan 5, the guys from the Serbia or whatever, to stick around. But you don't know what's going to happen. The portal's wide open now. 1,200 players out of 2,300 or whatever, they're going to be out there. So it's almost, you got to have 2 recruiting sessions. You got to get the freshmen and you got to get the transfers. And I don't think next year's transfer class or freshman class is as good as this year. So it's probably more of a transfer year.
Yeah, that's why I said a lot of teams you're going to see really in that transfer portal really focusing on that because of the freshman class not being as great as this one was. Because this is one of the best I've seen in a long time. It's been a long time since there's been a class like this. I mean, just go down the list of names. I mean, so many of them, and they're all getting a lot of NIL money. So, let's believe that NIL is going to play a factor for sure in where people go and do things like that.
So good. See, this is what we call a segue in the business, Casanova. I was setting you guys up here. We're going to talk about some of the year-end stuff and wrapping up our season because we'll take a little break here for a while from this podcast. So let's talk about those freshmen. It was the year of the freshmen in 2026. Of course, really what was ironic is the team that won didn't really have freshmen on their team. Right? I mean, you could call Mullins. He wasn't in one of those heralded freshman roles for UConn, but he was a freshman. But, we go down the list. I mean, so for you personally, you don't have to pick one, but who were you most excited about in this freshman class that you're probably going to see in your NBA podcast? You're going to see them for the draft coming up. So who did you like the best this year? Could be one or multiple. You just talk to me.
I liked a couple of them. But the one I want to highlight is AJ DeBanster because that was the guy that everybody was like, we knew how good he was. We knew how great he was. It's one of those, let's see it on the court. He proved it at every turn. Every stop, he proved it. Of course, his team didn't have the team success that he needed, but he had some injuries that happened that prevented them from being a really good team this year. But I'm watching him play, man, and he's silky. He is silky smooth, man. He's a 4-level scorer, man. He scores from the painted area, scores from the mid-range, scores from 3 and the free throw line. He's not a bad free throw shooter, which is a good thing. Like I said, man, AJ DeBanster was my favorite freshman this year. He showed me exactly why he's probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. I mean, that's why Utah said, I don't care that we have all this talent on the team. Y'all go sit down. Please stop winning games. Utah is literally not winning. They're like, we need all the ping pong balls in the world, man. And I'm just like, y'all know that stuff is like fixed, man.
Yeah. It's got to be a little fixed. Remember when it was back-to-back years? It was Shaq and Penny, but it was Shaq and Weber, and then they traded it for Penny. Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man. That's why I said I'm like, but AJ is the best for sure. I like Cam Boozer too. Cam Boozer was really good. He's actually better than advertised for me personally because I thought he was going to be a good player, but I didn't know he was like this. This was even a step up for me. Like I watched him play, and I'm like, oh no, this kid can really play. He can score from all 3 levels, man. And the dude is a hard worker. He's willing to push through adversity because, like I said, a couple of these games, he did not have great starts to these games. But he came out in that second half, put his head down, and he went to work. He went to work, put his team on his back in a couple of those games, man. And I can't wait for it to see him in the NBA
Okay, I was going to ask you that. So there's speculation. I agree with you. Debanza also distributes the ball. He's a really good passer.
Yes,
He creates for his teammates. Do you believe that Boozer will be a good NBA player?
I do. Depending on the situation, though, I think the situation for him is has to be right. I think when he go to a situation where he can be the point forward if need be, but he doesn't have to be.
Sure. Right.
I like him. I like him. I like him more down in the post.
Me too.
You know, if he has to screen and roll and pop out for three, he can do that. That's fine by me. But I like him in the post. He has a lot of good post moves. Of course, you know his father is. I mean, his father was a great post player, and so watching that, I think he needs to go to a place like Indiana.
Okay.
He gets to Indiana with Halliburton, which will be back next year.
Yep.
Halliburton, healthy. That's a perfect situation. You know, you already got Siakam there already.
Sure.
You know, they got some players around him, and he don't have to be the guy.
Right. That's
If he can be like I said, if he can be a 2, that is a perfect situation for him. Perfect.
Sure.
He don't have to go be the franchise player. Because
Yeah,
AJ DeBenz, to me, you bringing AJ DeBenz to be your one. He's not coming there to be the.
He got to score. Yeah, he's going to put up 30 a night or 27
Yeah,
a night.
he's not coming there to be hey, that's my 1B guy. No, he's not. That's your guy. Yeah. Right. So, but I like Boozer though in Indiana because he don't have to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him and Peter.
The biggest thing of Boozer is that can he defend at the next level? He's not a rim protector, traditional rim protector.
Yeah,
right? He can probably defend one-on-one pretty good. Yeah. Can he, with the NBA switching, can he defend 1 through 4? Maybe. Yeah. But he's certainly been in a system where he's been the focal point. So if he can be a contributor, maybe that's a good role for him.
I think that's going to be important too. Like I like that point, the defensive side. I think that's very important for him. I'm gonna need him to move to a hush puppies. That's what they call. But I'm even to move him. I'm gonna need him to move him because in the NBA, these 4s, they're like 3s. Yeah. They're not 4s. Oh, yeah. They're going to try to.
They're 6'10" 3s is what they are. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to either power through you or they're going to go around you because they're fast enough to do it. And so I think that's going to be the task for him because I watched him in certain games against certain players. They put him right under the basket. Yeah. They'll put him right under. I was like, man, I said, Boozer, you're going to have to get better with that post defense, man. That's
you can't get backed up on
that. No, because they'll pick on you in the NBA. They don't care. They'll pick on you all day.
That's right.
I like
grown men. No, he's good. He's good. Well, you know, mine is A-Cuff. You knew that was coming.
Yeah.
You know that's my guy. Built for the NBA. He's smaller though. He's not going to be, not small, but he's not like a big guard, right? So he's definitely going to have to play up in terms of defensively. I just think that he's very smooth. You talk about Devonta being smooth. He can score at 3 levels too, and he's a pretty good passer, right? I'm concerned about his defense because we didn't see them play defense at Arkansas. But obviously, from a pace standpoint, I really liked how he took over games, big games as well. So I like A-Cuff quite a bit. Well, let's talk about the guy who was a little more polarizing from this class, and that's Peterson.
Yeah.
Darren Peterson. So he was obviously, when we first started the pod, everybody's talking about Darren Peterson. He's going to be this great guy. Correct. And look, he had some games where I saw flashes of it. We know he wasn't 100%, but we see that when he was dialed in and seemed healthy, he definitely could put the ball in the hole.
Correct.
I'm a little concerned about his size too, but what do you think well, talk about both those guys as NBA prospects.
A-Cuff and not Benson, but Peterson. Okay, A-Cuff, I like A-Cuff. I think, like I said, when your game is that smooth, like his is, defense, we'll do what you is, we'll help you. We'll give you a lot of help defense. Just stay in front of the guy. We'll help you, but you know what I'm saying? But at Arkansas, they just didn't play it like that.
They didn't worry about
man at all. I couldn't even blame him. I don't even know whether he's literally a bad defender because I'm not sure anybody on that team was a good defender.
Right.
But when it comes to him though, his offensive game is very mature. That's what I noticed about this class. Their offensive games is really mature. They really are. But his specifically, very mature game. I like how he prospects over. He's going to be in that top 5 range, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
There. And he's the type of guy, though. I'm not gonna lie. He gives me more. He gives me more 1A vibes. Like he's that. Like he's the number one guy on the team.
Sure.
He does.
Sure.
He does. He gives me that because, like you said, he can distribute the ball, pass the ball, and everything like that. So, we're gonna see how he transfers. But Peterson, now him,
polarizing.
Very polarizing. Because I like his game from just a perspective of just watching
Benny,
him.
just to get you mad, we'll put this comment up.
I see it. Mark. Leave my man alone, man. Dan the man. Leave him alone, nah. He's still gonna be crazy. That's the thing. Next year,
he's gonna be crazy.
He's gonna be even crazier next year. I'm prepared for it, though. I'm definitely prepared for it. But yeah, Peterson to me, like you said, is polarizing. I question some things about him though, and it's inside stuff. It's stuff you can't really teach because at the end of the day, man, he's giving me Kawhi Leonard. I'm just gonna put it out.
Okay.
He's giving me Kawhi when he's out on the court. Amazing.
Plays great, but is he going to play every game? Yeah, you don't know.
Yes, but he don't play every game, and I don't like that. You going into the league like that, I just don't like it. I think a perfect place for him, though. We was talking about this on the NBA podcast. Milwaukee.
Okay.
I think Milwaukee is a perfect place. He doesn't have to go be the guy because everything doesn't have to be on him. You already got a Giannis there, and you could just play off that. Like, I just think that is more of where he needs to be at. I think he needs to be the two. You can't put the franchise in his hand because he don't play enough for me.
Right.
You don't want to go through what the Clippers is going through, with Kawhi,
No.
When he's going to play.
You never know when he's going to play. And it's like he goes out there and plays great. You're like, we can win the title. And then he doesn't play for 3 weeks.
Yes, and that's the problem. Like they got in the playoffs one year. They won 2 games on the road. They went up 2-0. And then he ended up tearing his knee up. And I'm like, Kawhi, what? That's why Peterson is giving me those vibes, man. He does. Yeah. But I like it. I like when he's on the court. I do.
Yeah, he's smooth.
On the court.
He's smooth. He's smooth. Let's talk about a couple more guys, and we'll talk about kind of some fun times that happened this season on the pod. So we've got Caleb Wilson, who's coming back. He missed the tournament with a broken hand, and he was good when he played. He's a forward. Yeah. We've got Wagler, who kind of came out of nowhere. He wasn't one of the top prospects before he went to Illinois, but he showed he could score. Kingston Flemings, we saw what he could do with Houston. I know you like him. And then Mikael Brown, who we didn't see a lot of him with Louisville, but he's a bigger guard. I mean, he's like 6'5". He obviously is built for the league. You can talk about the Burries and those guys too, but I think let's talk about those guys first. So Wilson, Wagler, Flemings, and Brown. Yeah. Who are you most excited to see in the league of those 4 guys?
I'm actually going to say Fleming. I want to see how he translates because he's an interesting prospect to me because he is undersized, of course.
Yes.
But the kid got heart. He can shoot that ball, and he's tough on defense. He's really tough on defense. So I'm wondering, are they going to turn him into a 3-and-D guy? Or are they going to let him spread his wings and really play? Because to me, I like his game a lot. I do. I think that the kid can play. But the undersized thing is going to be interesting. Because you have to – my thing is this. If you would have to be extraordinary at something. Like an Allen Iverson. Like when you're undersized like that, AI was extremely super quick. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be extraordinary at something when you're at that undersized height. I don't see that from Flemings yet, but I do think he'll be a good, serviceable player in the NBA. And I'm excited to see what he looks like for sure.
He's got that quick release. I think he definitely can get the ball off in traffic, which is going to be critical. He played on a team that wasn't offensive focused with 2 other experienced guards. Yeah. You put him on a team that needs him. That, granted, he's going to get out muscled by some of the better defenders in the league sometimes, but you can see him getting, he's one of those guys I think he put up like 14, 15 and a quarter if you don't check him right, because he's super smooth. And you saw it even at Houston, who doesn't really play if he was on like this Michigan team in that free flow offense, he
Yeah.
scored a ton of points in that offense. You know, it's just
Yeah.
a different program.
Yeah. So that's what I want to see. I want to see which side is it going to lean towards. That's
Yeah.
going to be very interesting for him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think, I didn't see Brown play enough.
Yeah, me either.
Wagler has the size, like height
Yes.
wise. He got to hit the weight room. He's a little thinner.
Yeah, he is. He
Pretty,
is.
pretty smooth.
Yeah.
And then Wilson, I think I'll tell you, like when he played when the stage was brightest, against Duke, he played so great. I think that he can actually score in the NBA at will. I'm concerned if he can ever play the kind of D, because he's going to be a tweener. He's going to basically have to play 3, or I know he's not tall enough to play 4, but maybe he can defend with his athleticism, play 4. But he's got to work on the defensive end. His offensive game, I think, is fine.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I got to see him against Duke, like you said, on the biggest stage, play, man, and he served himself very well. So that's the good part about him. Hopefully everything is good with the hand and everything like that. Gets back and gets ready for this the combine and the draft and everything, man, because it's fast approaching.
It's coming up. Well, let's talk about some of my favorite moments on the pod. I'll skip to the next one first. It was, and I wanted him to be here because we had the Oracle return a couple of weeks ago. It was so exciting to get him back. The con man, and he missed today, but it was nice. We had the 3-man booth. It was all fun to get everybody going, and it was fun. Man. So that was one of my favorite moments. How about you, Kenny?
Yeah. Shoot, one of my favorite moments was definitely I liked all of our shows. I'm not gonna lie, but one of my favorite moments was when we were talking about the Iowa State, man, and I made the comment that Iowa State might win it all, and I was so hyped because I was like Iowa State, and then you created the dance, the cyclone dance, which is hilarious.
The Kenny cyclone dance, man. I should have created a GIF for that or something. I just got
too hyped about them. And you were like, hold up, wait a minute, calm down. And, of course, right back down to earth I go because they get torched in the tournament by Tennessee, but they didn't have their best guy. I will lean on that. I will lean on that for some comfort.
I think you should. I mean, they were a good team, and I really think they were a team that played together.
Yes.
They played tough defense.
Yes.
When Jefferson was on the court, they could compete, even though they weren't that big. When he was off the court, obviously they couldn't compete against bigger teams. But I love the Kenny cyclone dance. That is like one of my all-time favorite things.
Yeah, man.
I put for me, I mean, this is to your point, Marcus. My hatred for Danny Hurley will never stop, and it continued. It'd be worse today if they won. Trust me.
Oh yeah, Danny Hurley, man. And that guy, listen. I get it. He's crazy. He's a psycho. But like I said in the chat, man, I said his greatest strength is his greatest weakness. It just is. It just is. I mean, the guy is crazy, but he is crazy about basketball. So it works. Even like they showed the video of him after they beat Duke, he gets in the referee's face.
Oh, I know. In his forehead. Like, what are you doing?
No. But he was so hyped. Because that referee particularly had been giving him a tough job, just giving him tough calls all game. And he said, yeah, that's right. And I was like, oh, gosh, please don't touch him. Please, Dan. And, he's crazy. He is, but he's crazy like a fox. That's what they say.
I will tell you, I think I told the story on the first pod. I got to go to the Maui Classic in 2024. And which is, you should go if you ever get to go. And it's funny because if you watch on TV, you think it's like this big place. It's like a small gym. It's like a high school sized gym.
Yeah.
So you were on top of the court, and UConn was playing. They're playing Dayton. So one of my best friends' wives went to Dayton, so she's a huge Flyers fan. So we're in there, and they've got all these chants for the Flyers. I didn't even know what they were doing. They were slapping their hands, doing stuff. And when Hurley, in the first half, Hurley got a tech. And this is like the second game of the season he's getting a tech.
Of course.
And so we just started chanting, Hurley's angry.
Oh God,
he's angry. It was so great. And he did kind of start looking at the crowd and like
yeah,
faces and stuff. Because you're right on top of him. I'm telling you, it's
yeah,
like 8 rows or 10 rows of seats. So you're right there with Danny. You're screaming at Danny Hurley. But
yeah,
so yeah, man. That's how I knew last year they were going to be good because I saw them play
yeah.
in person. Like, this team ain't that good. But this year they definitely showed up. No, he can coach. We
Man,
know he's crazy.
yeah.
So did they give out Coach of the Year this year? They probably did. I think they gave it to Tommy Lloyd, didn't they?
I think it was Tommy. Yeah. I think it was. The thing about him is the funny part. They was booing him after the game. After the was the Illinois game. It was.
Yes.
Booed him, he goes to the crowd and like, let me hear it. Let me. I was like, damn.
There were a lot of Illinois fans. A lot of guys I knew went to that game. So
yeah,
that's why they were booing him.
Yeah, so I'm like, damn, just go to the locker room. You got to win. Go to the locker room, man. Get ready for the next one. He was already ready for the next one when he did that. I told everybody, I said, he knew it. He knew it.
Well, you give him credit. I think the biggest thing with UConn's run this year, they got to avoid St. John's. I'm not saying St. John's would have beaten them like they did in Madison Square, but St. John's just knows how to get. Patino maybe has a little bit something, even though they got beat by 40 early in the year at UConn. There's something that he can still Patino can still get under his skin because I think he's like 5-1 against him or something.
Yeah.
Since Patino came back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they beat great teams. I mean, they would have beaten, Illinois, Michigan, and Duke to win the championship. I mean, you earned that. And then Michigan State, too. I mean, they basically would have beaten the
That's
Big
what I'm
Ten.
saying.
They had to win the Big Ten. They couldn't quite get all the way in.
That would have been an elite run right there.
Oh,
That's an elite run. That would have been that. Now that would have put him in a category. He's still up there. I told everybody, it's like, did you not see his record? He's like 20-6 in the tournament. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, look at that win percentage, man. I mean, I think
he's number 2
behind John
Wooden or something. Yeah, John Wooden. I don't know. I didn't see it after the loss, but did you see though that you saw the same graphic? Coach K has like 101 wins in the tournament.
That's ridiculous. They go every year.
They did go every year. They went to a lot of Final Fours.
And it's rare. It's rare that they lose in the first round, but they have.
Yes.
I remember that one year to Mercer.
They did to Mercer.
That was bad.
Right. Any other highlights from this season that you want to talk about we were both new on the network, so it's kind of fun.
Man, so shoot. There was a lot of moments. Actually, the one moment that I actually want to talk about is when we were breaking down the Big 12. We were going through it, and we all agreed. We said guard play will win the tournament. Yeah. And that was the theme that we kept throughout the show. I love that theme.
Sure.
We kept that theme throughout the whole season of the show. And that's what ended up doing it. I said Gardeau in that game, he in the championship game, he controlled it. Controlled it. I said that he controlled it. And then he was blocking shots on the other end. I was like, oh my God, guard play will get it done. Regardless. And it just proved to be right in the end again, man.
The Oracle. To quote the Oracle, he's like, God play, free throws.
Yep, guard play free throws. And look what happened. Final game, guard play, free throws. And that's what got it done, man. We kept that theme throughout the whole season, man. And that's one of my favorite moments as well, man. Just being on here with you guys, man. It's been amazing. Yeah, and we're doing it again, y'all. Though this is not a sign off.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Yeah, this is a see you later moment. You're gonna see us all over the network, though. So you'll catch a combination of me, Wegs, and the Oracle on another show. So you'll catch us all over the network. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we've got the. When I asked you all those questions about the freshmen, because eventually we got the NBA draft, and hopefully you guys let me get on that show, and because I think a lot of these players we've seen for the last 2 months, these guys are going to be talking about in the draft. It's not as many foreign guys as in years past, so at least I've seen a lot of guys play, and so that'll be exciting. And it's been a blast. I mean, you gave me Mr. Moneyline as a nickname. You gave the Oracle out. We're dishing out nicknames, everybody. It made me on the other show, on the Lockdown podcast, it made me name my partner Sean. He's a scout now. You got to give people nicknames.
Yes.
Zell is Windy City Kid already. I like that one
Yeah,
already.
right.
But
Yeah.
I don't know what's Marcus's nickname. What was Marcus' nickname? Do you know if Marcus got a nickname?
I call him Mac, but I think that was a nickname he gave himself. I got to come up with another one though.
Come up with another one. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna figure it out though. Marcus watching, so I got a nickname for you. Just gotta let me think of it for sure.
With it.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody? We've got a little more time. Tell everybody where we can find you on the network. I know it's almost every day now.
Well,
just run down all your shows now.
Well, you can find me on Mondays with Matt. Actually, got a show coming for you. Yeah, I got another co-host on Tuesday with the Renegade Rundown.
That's right.
Thursdays, yeah. I'm on here with. Well, I am on. I was on here with you guys. But then we got Saturday. I am on the network as well with the NBA show coming up. So, man, I got a lot going on. Of course, I got to plug. My. If you having love troubles, go over to Cassanova Vibes, my channel over there, man, and go to Cassanova Confessions, man, and get some
Casanova Confessions. That's the man. Yeah. Casanova Confessions.
Get some love advice. Of course. And
how's that been going? Has it been going
good?
It's
been amazing. I loved it. I'm getting great feedback and everything like that. It's been amazing. So I'm going to continue that. Also got a boxing podcast that's coming out. It'll be every Friday. So that's coming up real soon. So I'll definitely keep on the look.
If you're not watching this man, Casanova, you are missing out. This guy's got all sorts of content coming.
Yeah, man. I'm pushing. That's what I told myself. I said, I'm going to just go at it this year. I'm going to just push as much content as I can. So, you'll catch me everywhere. You're going to catch me on the Lockdown podcast
That's right.
one of these times again. One of the,
Well, we'll probably do – we have to figure it out. I got 2 weeks now. The NFL draft's coming up.
Yeah.
I'm doing – my thing is Side Action Podcast. That's a gambling podcast. That kind of wraps up our season soon, but we'll be doing the NFL podcast for the draft, and then we'll figure out how to simulcast with that going on. I'll be and people that are in Chicago we'll probably be at Four Shadows again. They let us host it there. Get me over the PA. I do a little contest for people in the crowd.
There you go.
But yeah, and then obviously Lockdown Coverage Podcast. We've been heating up for the draft and doing. You were on the breakdown last week for the Steelers. Zell's actually our resident Seahawk guy. We might have to get somebody else for the AFC West. I don't know if we got anybody in the network for that, but it's been fun because, we're breaking down the teams. We're getting psyched up for the draft, and you've got the NBA draft. So
it's in Pittsburgh, and that's where I'm located. So it's getting fun around here, man. They're showing on the news like where it's going to be set up at. It's going to be in the parking lot. If you ever been to Acrisure, I hate calling it Acrisure, but that's what it's called now. Acrisure Stadium. Yeah, so it's built in the thing where they used to tailgate and stuff at. So it's gonna be in the parking lot. I like how they setting it up. It's gonna be beautiful. We'll be live streaming here on PCSN, so it's gonna be a fun time, man. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. There's always something going on in the sports world. So you're on the best sports network, man. So definitely excited about that, man.
The first year they did the live draft in Chicago, they did it 2 years running.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a vibe. Everybody was getting excited, and it was really fun. I went through Vegas, about a month before they did it in Vegas. They were building that crazy walkway that went over the Bellagio fountains and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So the in-person ones it's a great idea. I don't know why they didn't do it before, but now it's a great idea for the fan bases. I mean, Pittsburgh's got a great fan base. But I do have to ask you an important question before we sign off. What did you say to Fernando Mendoza? I thought you didn't want him in your town or something. He doesn't want to come to the draft.
I know, man. Listen, I was shocked when I heard. I said, "You don't want to come to Pittsburgh?"
Yeah.
I'm like, do you understand? Like, this is the Mecca right here. Like, you don't want to come to Pittsburgh? No, but I understand. He wants to spend it with his family, and everything like that. I get it. I understand it from that perspective. But man, the first pick, man, it kind of sets the tone for the draft, You kind of want that guy there, Last guy, I think
you gotta be the guy.
Last guy I think did it was Trevor Lawrence, because I think
Trevor Lawrence.
I want to say Trevor Lawrence, man, because I was shocked. I was shocked when I heard. I'm like, you're not going to attend. It's the second.
To Me too. I thought the only thing, and we were talking about on the podcast, I kind of came to this realization, he has that one aunt that has like a disability, so maybe
Yeah.
it's harder for her to travel or
Yeah.
something, but yeah, I mean, good for him and his family. And
I know his mom.
then I'll be like the number 2 guy goes up there.
Yeah.
and
I know his
gets all
mom.
the-
I know they said his mom had MS. I want to say something like that.
Was it mom? Okay, I thought it was his mom. Yeah.
Yeah. It was his mom. Yeah, because his dad and they always sit together. Yeah. So I seen her in the crowd and stuff like that. So maybe that makes sense. So shout out to Mendoza, man. He's clearly going to be the number 1 pick. They didn't bring in anybody else. Like they're not looking at nobody else.
Yeah. They're figured. They're locked in. So
yeah, man.
We'll wrap up a little early. Just don't forget to follow the network on PCSN Media on X, Prime Coverage Sports Network on Instagram and on Facebook, and then YouTube. That's where I usually check things out. Prime Coverage Sports Network on and all the Kenny shows, the Cassanova shows are on there. And then where can we follow you on social media again, Cassanova?
Facebook, Kenny Casanova. And I have my social media on X is too long. So
you got to fix that.
I do got to fix it. So people is more accessible to people. But follow me on Facebook.
That's right. Yeah, follow me at Wegs on X on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook. That's more, in my mind, family, but you can follow me on there too.
Yeah.
But we got a little TikTok here and there. We got to start doing TikToks. We haven't been doing TikToks, right?
Right.
For the network, we got to start doing that. That's
because them for sure.
That's right. All right, guys. It's been a great college basketball season. Yes. We will see you for the NBA draft and see you on all the other platforms for the network, and catch you early next year.
Correct. All right, you guys.
All right. Thanks, brother. Take care.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah. Hey. Drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.